has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
And we are back. Hour number 2, Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Carver High and the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart, in for Scotty here today. Scotty, of course, back tomorrow. He is heading out to Vegas. He will be there Thursday and Friday for the Canelo fight. And, of course, getting you ready, week 2, pain day, the whole deal, college football this weekend. It's all going to be happening for him out in Vegas the next few days. We have a lot of football to do this hour. We're keeping our eye on all the baseball games that are going on as well. I just saw Randall Grichuk hit a 2-run homer for Arizona in that game against Texas. So they're getting rocking and rolling. We will start Golf Wednesdays. Golf Wednesdays are back. I know. You thought it was over. It's not. The swing season in the fall is here. Out in Napa is what we're going to get things cooking. So we will do that too. But Cam, we will continue on with the NFL here to start the second hour. And we'll start with the Cleveland Browns, who looked miserable.
Yikes.
Miserable in their season opening loss at home to the Dallas Cowboys. More of the same for Deshaun Watson, Cam. He stinks. He's stealing money, all right. And he's now even got more problems. We know all of his legal issues of the past. He was hit with some more this week. There was a report yesterday that the NFL is not going to put him on the restricted list. I think that would actually help Cleveland, Cam, if they put him on the restricted list. He's been so bad for them. Now they actually have to keep playing him while he's still with the team. And they will do that this Sunday in Jacksonville. Here is Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski. Let's just say, Cam, he's not really going to talk much about more legal troubles for Deshaun Watson.
Regarding Deshaun's legal situation, we put out a statement yesterday. I won't have much to add past that statement. We'll let due process play out and follow the NFL's guidelines. We are 100% focused on Jacksonville, 100% focused on going on the road against a good football team, trying to find a way to get a W.
Everything that is going on in his life right now, I know you said you're 100% focused on Jacksonville, just, haven't been around him. Where's his focus? Where's he at?
Yeah, focused on the task at hand.
How do you keep this from becoming a distraction, Kevin?
Yeah, it's how we operate, Jeff. We really are concerned about the things that are right in front of us in this building, we concern ourselves with our opponent, so that's really where our focus is.
There you go. That is Kevin Stefanski, of course. And Watson said the same thing. He talked today too, Cam. My focus is on football. That's all fine and good. But this is now, Cam, going to be like, this is like a lot of things meshing together for Cleveland, who last year played good when Watson got hurt and made the playoffs and played better football. You have not only the fact that he has sucked since going to the Cleveland Browns, and he has been awful as the starting quarterback. So that's one kind of distraction. Because Stefanski, when is Deshaun going to get better? Why isn't Deshaun better? When is Deshaun get better? Now we'll throw on top of that, look, more legal trouble for him. Mm-hmm. So this can unravel fairly quickly this season for them, Cam. A season that had some hope. They got good defense. Yep. They added some pieces on offense to go around Watson, and it can unravel fast. They're going to lose a couple of these games here. I think they're going to lose Sunday in Jacksonville, Cam.
Yeah, I want to take the Browns, but it's hard to. Here's the deal. I don't care how much money this guy's making, guaranteed money. Do you want to throw your season away? And I always hate that excuse. Well, we're paying him. He has to start. No. As I said, he's stealing from you, and he is not trying and playing to his potential. It's obvious watching this guy. He doesn't care. And Jameis Winston used to throw like Carver. You remember, he led the league in passing yards a few years ago. Get him in the damn game. I want Watson gone. This guy's holding Cleveland back. You said it. They were doing it with Flacco. They're doing it with other guys. It's just, I don't know what the heck's going on here. That's why you don't give guys contracts like that with guaranteed money. He's stealing, and he's sucking, and he's hurting the rest of the team. So, you know what? Anybody but Watson, in my opinion. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's how I would feel as well, Cam, if I was in that situation for them. Right now, it is in Jacksonville. This also in the early window. Browns getting 3.5. right now, and 41.5 the total. I think the half is a little scary, Cam.
Mm-hmm.
I think the half's a little scary because I feel like this could be another one of these games that's like, as bad as I feel like I'm dragging Watson around, and honestly, now I'm saying maybe they could cover that. They can cover because of their D, and it's like the Steeler game, 16-13, 20-17. Like I could see the game being in that realm because I don't trust the Jags that much either, Cam. I don't trust them to lay 3.5.
Great call, Carver. I wouldn't be shocked. I know it's hard to get off this number, but the way everyone's talking, and I don't know anybody on Cleveland, you might get a 4. I know, like, I'm not sure that's going to happen, but if I like Cleveland, I'm going to wait till the final minute because I don't think they're going to bring it down to 3. It's 3.5 or 4, and if I get a 4, sign me up with Cleveland. I actually kind of lean that way at 3.5, but watching Deshaun Watson play, that's why it's not a bit, like, that's why I'm wavering on this game. If you told me Winston played, I'd smash this game if you gave me Cleveland plus 3.5.
I told you, Cam, there's a lot of road favorites this week. I think there's 6 of them altogether.
Dangerous.
Road favorites in the NFL. One of those is your Seattle Seahawks, who are going to New England to play the Patriots, who are coming off a huge win on the road in Cincinnati over the Bengals. Another 3.5, another one of these tricky 3.5s, and the Seahawks are laying after the home win against the Broncos. This total is also under 40 at 37.5. I like the Seahawks, Cam. I know that I would probably feel the same way you do. You're probably a little uneasy about it, seeing your team go across country at 1 o'clock East, 10 a.m. local for them, playing in a game like this. But I think the Patriots had their moment last Sunday. I don't think they're a great football team. I think you know the game plan. We're going to run it, and we're going to play D. I think that only lasts so far. And I think it helped last week that the Bengals were so out of sync offensively. I don't think Seattle will have those problems this week. I think Seattle will score some points, and the Patriots aren't going to be able to do what they did in Cincinnati a week ago.
I hope Walker plays because he was dynamic. You should have seen this guy break 4 tackles. Like, he was absolutely running over Broncos. He's so good. Imagine they had a better line, how good Kenneth Walker would be. The guy's special. And I'll tell you this, Charbonnet played pretty good in that game. I think DK Metcalf's going to be more part of the offense. You know what, Carver? We could have got this at 3. I feel better at that number. I'm worried about it, but I do remember one thing. Seattle went into Detroit. They've been playing, and remember, beat the Lions, and the Lions are a very good team. They're actually playing better recently in the last couple of years on the East Coast in these spots, but I worry. The Patriots D is pretty damn good, but I think Seattle probably wins this game by 4-7, so it just covers the number.
I'm on Seattle. I think it's a smash job, Cam. I don't say too many of these this week. I think it's a very tough card in the NFL. I think Seattle's going to be able to handle business. It'll help if Walker plays, and he was excellent last week, as you mentioned. I was on Walker for a couple of things in the prop-wise, including the touchdown that he was able to get. The Ravens and the Raiders. So Ravens come home. They've got a little extra rest after losing the opening night game. Lamar Jackson back at practice today. I know there was some stuff the last few days, Cam, where he wasn't practicing and he wasn't there, personal reasons, etc. Lamar back today for them, so no issues with that. 9.5 is the number here, which I believe, Cam, is the biggest number on the board this week in the NFL. The big 9.5 that they have in this game. 41.5 the total.
I like the Ravens. The spread's huge, but sometimes they just kick the crap out of teams at home, and especially coming off that performance. Like, I'm going to tell you, I think the Raiders could be in big trouble. The only reason I have to worry is Baltimore's offensive line, which is revamped against a pretty good Raider defensive line. That's the strength of their team, but we'll see. I think the Ravens should probably win by a couple touchdowns, Carver.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I'm real down on the Raiders, Cam, after last week. I think Pierce stinks. Yeah, him punting
that was so
on
weak.
the Charger 40 with 5 minutes left in the game.
What are you doing?
Has left a very sour taste in my mouth, especially since I was backing the Raiders. So it's a little personal with me, maybe, Cam, but I'm not. Sometimes that's all it takes. I want no part of that team going out to Baltimore. They're probably going to get smashed. All right, we'll come back. We have more NFL later, but it is a Golf Wednesday, and I wanted to make sure, because a lot of people tune in for it, Cam, that we did the golf picks at the same time. Me and you always do them. That's next year for Coast to Coast for the Wednesday. Back in.
anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's a new era in CFB to start off this year, put on full display.
My take on this game is simple. I know some people will be upset about it. Good riddance to the Pac-12.
Can you do it in terms of a week to week to week?
I don't see a pathway for this team to miss the college football playoffs.
We want to make sure you have those best bets in the entirety of our betting cards. That was thinking! But he had that program was already going there!
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go. Welcome to the LIV Golf Team Championship.
The golf has been mesmerizing.
They are the LIV Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
And we are back for El Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Cam Stewart in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. Of course, it is Wednesday, and it's a golf Wednesday. That's right. I know football's back. I know that we went through the whole year. We thought the schedule was over, but the PGA Tour has a great thing called the swing season, the fall season, and they do have several events that will take place September, October, and November. Really, Cam, this is the only one in September. They're going to play this event in Napa, the Procore Championship. What did this used to be, Cam? What was this called last year? They changed the name of this one, too.
What was it called again? I don't know. It's at Silverado. I know that in Napa.
It's at Silverado, yes. It's at Silverado, of course, the North Course. And then they'll have the President's Cup in a few weeks. And then in October, we'll get the Sanderson Farms. They added a couple of other ones, the Shriners, the Zozo. So we do have some events that will happen here in the fall. So, Cam, this is fresh. Now, you're not going to see a lot of huge names, clearly. Tagala is here. He won this last year. I think that's part of the reason. You're going to have a few guys who are in the President's Cup that want to stay sharp, whether that's Wyndham Clark, Corey Connors, and a couple of others. But as you look at the top of this board, Cam, there is Tagala and Wyndham Clark and Corey Connors up there at the favorite. Maverick McNeely, who's played well here in the past. Min-Woo Lee playing in the President's Cup. You have got, as well, the kid, Clanton is going to be here. Max Homa's won this twice, this event. J.J. Spawn. So we do have, for a swing season event, Cam, a pretty good board.
You're telling me. And I look at the chalk there, and I know a lot of people like Wyndham Clark, but Homa at 25-1 in this field, and I know his form isn't, truly the best, but, I looked at that and said, if I'm going to bet one guy at that number, Homa's my guy. I'm going a little bit deeper on the board, but I'm going to have a lot of Homa matchups and other stuff, and he just loves this course, and he wants to stay sharp. I think this is a big event for him, and I know this guy. Once he's on, Carver, so I think you have a piece of Homa, if I'm not mistaken.
I do, and I think that's a good way to start us off, Cam, with my outrights, is Max Homa, because I agree he was awful the last 3 months of the season. Mm-hmm. Awful. Dreadful, Cam. In fact, he's lucky he got his spot in the top 50, to be quite honest with you, which he's going to have secured. He's coming to a place, though, that he has played so well in the past. When you've won somewhere twice, Cam, You love the track, and you love being able to play there. So I think we have two things here. Great course history, which maybe can turn the light on for him a little bit, and wanting to be sharper for the President's Cup, which a lot of people said maybe he shouldn't have made. That's coming up in a few weeks in Montreal. So I'm going to start with Homa at 25-1. He'll be at the top of my card. Let's see if we can get Max home next. Me and everybody else is on Eric Cole. He was excellent in the swing season last year. He was excellent over the last couple of months. 40-1 is a nice price. It's a bit of a birdie fest here, Cam. Who's good in birdie fest? Hoagie Sandwich, Tom Hoagie at 40-1. And then I went some big bomb hunting because I feel like it could be a big bomb week. Taylor Montgomery, very good West Coast player, right, Cam? I would never take Taylor Montgomery anywhere outside of the West Coast, but $110 for him, I'll take a shot. And Toasty at 271. He's trying to stay in the top 125 to keep his card for next year. Come on, 270 for a guy that can make a ton of birdies. Nobody likes him on Dorf, whatever. I'll take a big shot with Toasty, Cam.
Yeah, the angry Argentine. Yeah, I'll tell you, that guy should be 125. Not like his number is way out of whack. And I got to tell you, I might take a shot with Montgomery too, Carver. I'm adding Hoagie. I like to bet your picks too, so we have something in common. And I'll tell you, watch out for Montgomery, first-round leader as well. He can get out of the gate hot in this tournament. Here's what I'm doing. Spuds, JJ Spawn, California guy, perfect for this track, 33-1. The Todd father hits it nowhere. Doesn't matter. We're in Napa. This course isn't too long. Brendan Todd at 45-1. Here we go. Everybody and their mother, everybody. Eric Cole, Keith Stewart, me, you, the world. We got, you know what? I have to bet him till he wins. Rico Howie, I love this guy. 70-1. Putnam, perfect type of course for him. And S.H. Kim at 175-1. Are you like, I'd put him at like 80-100. These numbers are way out of whack. And watch out for a guy like Stuart Sink, who's playing great on the senior tour. He's like 200 and something to 1 too. Right, Carver? Like this could be a bomb this week. Like big bombs.
Big numbers for him. I know you're going to have Stewie on your card here in a moment. All right, the placements for me. Maverick McNeely has been excellent at this course as well. He's got a second here. He's got a couple of other very good finishes. And he also has played good golf finishing out the PGA regular season. So I'm going to go top 5 with him, Cam, at plus 450 for Mav McNeely. Tagala's here. He's not just going to show up and not do anything. I think he'll finish top 10, Cam, plus 160 for Tagala. Luke Clanton, I will ride with the kid here. Top 10 at plus 260, and then I got some good 20s for you. CT Pots and Pans loves this place, plus 250 for a top 20. Ben Coles, this guy didn't play bad this year, Cam. This Coles hung around a lot of top 20s, hung around a lot of leaderboards. Again, plus 360 for him in this not as good a field. Fine. And Troy, take me to the Merritt Parkway. And that's not wrong right there, Cam. He's plus 600 for a top 20. He has got multiple top 20s in this event. He has a top 5 in this event. He has a top 10 in this event. He plays great at Silverado. So give me Troy Merritt for a T20 at 600.
This is where Merritt keeps his card in the swing season. This is what he does. This is why you know. I love PGA guys. These guys are animals, Carver. Nobody loves money more than golfers. Top 10, the Canadian, the Prime Minister going with Connors. I got to take him. This guy's game is perfect. Absolutely. Hit a couple putts, Corey. You might win. Top 10 plus 170. I'm with you on Homa plus 240. Luke Clanton, I'm going to add the top 10, but at 20, Carver, plus 130. A Hoagie Sandwich, nice. Top 20 plus 190. Nate Lashley, if you ever make any money, just give it to me. I'm the only guy in the world who bets on you. Give it to me at plus 150 for a top 40. And Stuart Sink, plus 190. Also going to sprinkle on him at like 250-1. Let's roll.
Cam, you can't quit Nate Lashley. Nasty Nate Lashley.
He won once for me in Detroit.
Stewart.
Yep, I'm addicted.
He loves Nate Lashley, baby.
I don't know why.
That's one of your guys. Now, the good thing about you being with me for the entire show is, Cam, I don't have to rush through the first round leaders in 30 seconds before you leave. I can nicely just wait till we come back from break.
Perfect.
We'll do the first round leaders. I'll get a LIV Chicago pick from you as well because they're playing an important tournament this week. And then we will get back to the NFL. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Carver High, the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart, in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. We're back right after this.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's a new era in CFB to start off this year, put on full display.
My take on this game is simple. I know some people will be upset about it. Good riddance to the Pac-12.
Can you do it in terms of a week to week to week?
I don't see a pathway for this team to miss the college football playoffs.
We want to make sure you have those best bets in the entirety of our betting cards. That was thinking, but he had that program was already going there.
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go.
Welcome to the LIV Golf Team Championship.
The golf has been mesmerizing.
They are the LIV Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
And we are back, Ferrall, coast to coast on a Wednesday. Carver High and Cam Stewart in for Scotty on SportsGrid at SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. All right, Cam, let's finish this up. Our Golf Wednesday picks for the Pro Core Championship.
What the hell is Pro Core?
What is it? Worse, Cam. It's like they ruined the Honda, right? They call the Honda something else now. Earlier in the season, they losing all their old-time sponsors here.
Yes.
The Pro Core. We have the first-round leaders left to go. Here's who I'm going with. Cam, I will put Hoagie Sandwich on the first-round leader card as well at 65-1. Let's make a lot of birdies. There he is, Mac Hughes. We'll put him in the mix too at 65-1. Adam Svensson is a great Thursday warrior at 80-1. Did you know Mark put the cupboard in the Hubbard, Cam? He forgot to enter in the tournament. It was his own fault, he said. So he showed up on Monday and qualified.
Amazing.
And still got in. So I think he's playing with a little bit of gas here. 80-1 on Thursday for Mark Hubbard to keep it going. Andrew Putnam, one of your guys, at 100-1. Sam Ryder's on the Storm at $110. And JoJo Highsmith at 120-1. JoJo, let's go.
Who's the prime minister now? I see two Canucks there. No do to boot it. You got two Canadians in your first round leaders, Carver. Love you, buddy. Yeah, you join the prime minister. Here we go. First round leaders. Maverick McNeely. This is a guy that can get out to a hot start. He is 35-1, Carver. I love that price. Do you know Bo Hostler's one of the first-round leading scoring average, one of the top guys on tour? People don't know that, but this guy is a Thursday warrior if there ever was one. 50-1. Patrick Rogers, I've seen this number bet down to 50. I got 70 on one of my books. Charlie Hoffman, once in a while he shows up on Thursday, 90-1. I'll go with one Canadian, Ben Silverman, who will play very well at this course. And Carver, I'll see you on the Merritt Parkway. I'm taking a spin as well with Troy Merritt, 150-1, first-round leader.
Listen, Troy Merritt loves this place. No doubt you could get it. There it is, the Procore Championship. The Golf Wednesday picks from myself and Cam Stewart. Of course, Keith Stewart from Read the Line will be with us in the final hour, and we will get all of his selections here on a Golf Wednesday. But there is, since this is the short segment, Cam, and I've only got a couple minutes, I will fit this in too. Big event for LIV this week in Chicago at Bolingbrook. Me and Brady did the breakdown yesterday. Of course, this is the individual championship. A lot on the line here for guys. Cam, I love what they do. It's like top 24 are secured. 25 through 46, they could be free agents, but they're still be on LIV next year. Under 46 could get chopped. They're out, and they're going to move them out of LIV. So there's a lot of guys playing for stuff here this week. Rahm is playing for the individual championship. He's in the lead right now, and he's the favorite at plus 450. You have Bryson, who won here last year. Joaquin Niemann has a chance to win the individual title as well. Tyrrell Hatton is in the mix. Cam Smith. Now, I got Cam Smith the other day at 16-1. I was telling Brady yesterday. So I'm in on Cam Smith. I'm in on Bryson, and I'm in on Niemann. I feel like this is a heavy hitter event, Cam, where, these guys know they're playing for something big. And it's like when we get to the playoffs of the PGA and we get to majors, I feel like it's going to rise a little bit here. We're not going to get a long shot.
I like that. I like LIV's style, too. Hey, okay, yeah, you could be cut. I got to hand it to these guys. Actually, some of the rules are actually not too bad, Carver, like coming around. I think that's good stuff. I like Hatton, and I like your Cam Smith pick a lot. I think he's very, very dangerous at this track. So those are two guys I've been looking at. And Niemann, he can win anywhere. So I really like your picks a lot. I need a better number for Rahm. There's too many good players on that page one of the leaderboard.
Yeah, Rahm, it's like 470, 450. It's like, I can't do it. It was hard with Bryson. I had 750 with Bryson, and I was still like, I think I have to try to look at it a little differently, right, Cam? We usually look at these PGA Tour events, and even like on a regular week, there's more a $140 or more. Yep. Even on those signature events, there was 70, right, Cam? There was 70.
Exactly.
There's only 54 in this. So seeing guys in the 5 and 7 and 8-1 range, I guess it makes a little bit more sense because there's not as many golfers in this event. You can't make these guys 10-1 when there's only 50 golfers in the field. Makes it very, very tricky. All right, there you go. LIV Chicago for you as well. We'll come back here and we'll get back into the NFL. I will tell you quickly, 1-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the 6th.
I'm on the under.
As they got Schneider drove in a run on a fielder's choice in the 4th, so both pitchers pitching well. 5-2 Diamondbacks lead the Rangers right now as they got homers. I mentioned Grichuk. I saw Eugenio Suarez also hit a homer for the Snakes. And the Guardians cling to a 5-4 lead in Chicago over the White Sox. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Carver High, Cam Stewart. And for Scotty, we're back on the grid right after this.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's a new era in CFB to start off this year, put on full display.
My take on this game is simple. I know some people will be upset about it. Good riddance to the Pac-12.
Can you do it in terms of the week to week to week?
I don't see a pathway for this team to miss the college football playoffs.
We want to make sure you have those best bets in the entirety of our betting cards. That was thinking! But he had that program was already going there!
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go.
Welcome to the LIV Golf Team Championship.
The golf has been mesmerizing.
They are the LIV Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
And we're back. Ferrall Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Cam Stewart in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. Cam just got a little jealous. He went down the rundown and saw that Keith Stewart has Solheim Cup picks for the ladies, and he got very jealous that he didn't have any Solheim Cup picks for that. So Cam's going to get in the lab now tonight. He's going to try to throw him out there with Gabe tonight. Sports Rage Late Night. Look at the Solheim Cup.
What are you doing? We don't even want to do the core turn. No, it's football season, Cam. No more golf.
We'll get back to the football now. We'll do the Solheim Cup with Keith Stewart later on. A couple of other games here, Cam, before we move on to some other stuff. Sunday night game this week, the Bears, who, of course, were the beneficiaries of Will Levis being awful, and really their special team, they had a punt block for a touchdown, a pick six for a touchdown. Well, Levis turned the ball over a billion times. The Bears were benefited from that, but now they go on the road to Houston, who got a win in Indianapolis last week. Texans minus 6.5, 45.5 the total for this game under the lights, primetime Sunday night.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this game, Carver. Like, it's telling me Houston should murder the Bears, and the Bears are very lucky to win that game. Williams was bad, but hey, still got the game ball. They found a way to get it done because Levis was awful, and basically Tennessee gave that game away, fumbling a punt. But you know what? There's something just fishy about this game. I don't like the line. I originally took Houston. If it's under a touchdown, I like them, but the Bears, that defense, they're very opportunistic. Also a good kicker, too. Santos, man, this guy nuts kicks. He's pretty good, good special teams with the Bears. So maybe it'll be close. I think it's going to be right around the number, like Houston by 6 to 8. So I think the book's got it right. Very tight number at 6.5.
Me and Gabe were saying earlier, Cam, that this might be a good survivor pick this week with Houston at home on Sunday night against the Bears. Williams making his first start on the road in the NFL. Didn't look great last week either way. The Bears, I've been giving you these playoff odds for a few teams today. Bears odds to miss the playoffs. Miss, Cam, not make. Miss went from minus 110 to minus 145. The Bears were the most bet team to miss the playoffs, and I would have played them too, Cam, at minus 110. I would have played them.
I agree.
Because I think they're going to miss the playoffs too.
That sucks if you had that bet because you could have already been laughing with Tennessee, and then things are going to get a hell of a lot harder in that division. So, yeah, Carver, you're right. But, Houston should be able to take care of business, and I kind of agree with you guys. I think it is a decent survivor pick.
Decent survivor pick, indeed. This game is one of the tougher on the board, Cam, and I don't know how you differentiate between these two. The Giants and the Washington football team, now known as, but won't always be known as the Commanders, are getting together on Sunday. As of right now, Commanders minus 1.5, 44.5 is the total here. I saw a little bit of Brian Daboll a couple of hours ago during his weekly press conference, basically saying, how are you going to get Neighbors the ball more? Throw it to him, he said. Wow, how simple, Cam. Throw it to him. Okay, I guess they're going to try to do that. The Giants seem to win these games a lot with Washington.
I know.
That's one thing I'll say. I thought Daniels looked good on his legs last week. Maybe not so much throwing, but he also had no time, Cam. He can't run around like that forever. Me and Ferrall were saying this yesterday. He's going to get destroyed if he keeps running out. He's a little guy, Cam. He keeps taking hits like he was taking against Tampa on
Great
Sunday.
call, Carver.
He's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Remember what happened to another Washington quarterback, Robert Griffin III, in a playoff game against Seattle where Shanahan hung him out to dry and it ended his career? Yeah. And Seahawks didn't want to hit him anymore, but it was a playoff game. You can't take those hits with that body frame. Listen to this, Carver. We talked about Tom Teaser. This is the game. If you like the Giants, I'm going to take them in a teaser. And then we can get it over a touchdown here because I don't trust them at the 1.5. This game's going to be decided probably by a field goal. Perfect teaser game with the dog, and the Giants play these guys tough. Let's roll, buddy.
I have one more of these make or miss the playoffs for you today, and it ties in with the Green Bay Packers, who, of course, not going to have Jordan Love, although LaFleur, I guess, hasn't made that official yet. He's not playing this week. Malik Willis is going to be the starter. They were minus 185 to make the playoffs, now plus 170. Now, number gets interesting here, Cam, because let's say he does only miss 2 or 3 games. I don't think it's out of the question that they can make the playoffs off of that.
I would bet it at that number. We talk about the Bears being lucky there. Minnesota, good start, but we don't know what's going to happen with them. I love that price, Carver. That's the thing. He could be back after this week. Who knows what, 1 or 2 weeks, probably. And I'm going to tell you, that is a good number at almost 2-1. I'm with you. I see value in the Packers.
Yeah, I for that I do. I think this week they're in trouble. Any game that you're going to start Malik Willis, Cam, I just cannot. I cannot back you whatsoever. So that's not going to be somewhere that I'm going to be for the Green Bay Packers at home against Indianapolis this week. All right, I love giving numbers out around here, Cam. Here's this. Teams that lost in week 1 that are underdogs in week 2, okay? These teams have gone 104, 80, and 5, 57% against the spread. Of course, you have a lot of these this week: Giants, Packers, Browns, Panthers, Raiders, Titans, Rams, etc. So week 2, teams that lose in week 1 and are dogs, 57% they usually cash at.
I'm going to tell you, Carver, out of that list, I like a lot of those teams. Like I'll be betting a lot of those teams in week 2. I can tell you that. We talked about the Broncos. I'm even crazy to take the Bengals, and I like that stat. I feel better about my dogs now, Carver. Thank you.
Same scenario, last 20 years. 2 winless teams in week 2. So teams that both lose their first game. Underdog, 50, 25, and 3. That's 67%, Cam. That would be the Giants, the Packers, the Browns, the Raiders, the Titans, and the Rams, who, of course, are all dogs in games involving 2 winless teams.
I like the Giants. I'm kind of leaning Packers. Browns, I'm already Carver, all you do is give me news that I like. I love your trends. Keep them up.
And I got one more for you, Cam. I'll give you one more because I'm never done. I got numbers all over the place.
Yep.
Last 10 years now, only 10 years, 2 teams that both won in the first week. So undefeated teams in week 2. The home team, 68%, 25 and 12. So for that, you have the Dolphins, Cowboys, Lions, Vikings, Pats, and Texans all fall under this scenario. Both teams won their first game. Home team, 68% against.
I like
the number.
Everybody on that list but the Dolphins. How's that?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Cam, you have 2 teams on there that are home dogs in the Vikings and the Patriots. You have 2 teams under that scenario that fall under that umbrella. So that's pretty interesting as well as we look to it. It's tough, Cam. We sit here and we look at all these numbers, these trends, and all of these things. It's hard to kind of prioritize what you think matters and what you think doesn't. Like that's some of those that we just gave you are like 20-year sample sizes. That seems like a pretty good amount.
Bad lines, trap lines. That's kind of, you know what I mean? And you have to look at the team. It's not always about a bad line because sometimes teams are just bad. But when I smell I think me and Lisi have that in common. We're kind of always like the hamsters on the wheel going, why isn't this number bigger? Goes out of control. He's even crazier than me.
Joe loves that stuff. That Joe, no, it doesn't smell. There's something wrong with this line. There's something wrong here. So he gets all. So Joe wants nothing to do with. I'll give those to Joe. If I tried to give those numbers to Joe tonight on the radio show, Cam, I would go, I guess it's over then. I guess it's over. I guess the game's over. That's it. It's done. It's a done deal. Wrap it up. So it's whatever you preference. Some people like a lot of numbers. Some people do not. Joe likes a little gut and feel sometimes. A little gut and feel for Joe when he goes and looks at those numbers. All right, Cam, we'll come back. I just have 1 or 2 other things, and then we'll start to move into. We got a lot of baseball to do. We got tons of games tonight. I want to start looking at some college football for this week too, Cam. Some good matchups in college that we have to get to as well, and we'll keep our eye on all the baseball that's going on right now. I saw Simeon homered for the Rangers in that game against the Snakes. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Carver High and Cam Stewart in for Scotty. We're back. SportsGrid Radio right after this.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night, I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's a new era in CFB to start off this year, put on full display.
My take on this game is simple. I know some people will be upset about it. Good riddance to the Pac-12.
Can you do it in terms of a week to week to week?
I don't see a pathway for this team to miss the college football playoffs.
We want to make sure you have those best bets in the entirety of our betting cards. That was thinking! But he had that program was already going there!
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go.
Welcome to the LIV Golf Team Championship.
The golf has been mesmerizing.
They are the LIV Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
And we are back, Ferrall, coast to coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Cam Stewart in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here on the grid. Ketel Marte, 3-run homer for the Diamondbacks, 8-2.
Excellent.
They now lead the Rangers out there in the desert, so they have been swinging a long ball today. Marte, Suarez, Grichuk, all with homers. And that's typical, Cam, because I threw a little bone on Marte last night since he just came back a couple days ago from the IL. And sure enough, the next day he goes yard. That happens a lot, Cam. That's how it
of course it does. That's the way it works, buddy. That's welcome. It sucks.
Meanwhile, still 1-0. Blue Jays lead the Mets. They're in the bottom of the 7th up there in Toronto by you. Now, both starters are still in, Cam. They've pitched great. Manaea with 7 Ks. Now, Bowden Francis doesn't have the strikeouts for you, but he hasn't given up a hit, Cam. The Mets have no hits.
Correct.
Through 7 innings.
I know. I was trying to keep it low. I'm cheering for this kid.
Well, here's the problem, Cam, and obviously we're not watching the game. We're on right now.
Yeah.
He's got 102 pitches.
Yeah, he's done. You're right. They already got Cabrera. I'm watching it, Carver. They got Cabrera up in the bullpen. He's done. So this is what's going to happen.
Bring him back out.
No.
So,
it's over.
7 hitless innings by Bowden Francis today. Didn't get you the Ks, but, man, he was excellent for Toronto, and we'll see if they can get the last 6 outs for the combined no-hitter. We had one of those a couple weeks ago, right, Cam, with the Cubbies. Imanaga threw 7 hitless innings, and then they were able to close it out with a couple guys. So we'll see if Toronto can do the same thing with the Mets here this afternoon. All right, Cam, I'm almost done with the NFL, and then I want to move on to some other stuff. But usually Wednesday is the day of the week where I like to, especially with Scotty, go through a couple of the awards, give you some update on some things with that. I'll start with MVP. I gave Scotty Allen's numbers yesterday because he's the one guy that actually shot up the board a bit. Mahomes is still the favorite. He's 4-1. Allen went from 8 to 550. Stroud is now 9. Hurts, Burrow, Lamar, Prescott, Purdy, Goff, and there's Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't exactly call his first game Monday night an MVP-type performance, but there you are, Cam, the updated MVP board.
I made 2 bets earlier. I got Allen at 9-1 on one of my books, so I'm happy where I stand. I would still bet it at plus 550. I think he's going to be an absolute monster for Buffalo. And Jared Goff, to me, even though not a great performance in week 1, I'm big on the Lions, so I think he can sling it all over the place. Out of the value on the board, I like Goff at 20 and Allen at plus 550.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I've been saying this week, Cam. If Allen is going to win 11 and 12 games this year with a much different Bill supporting cast. No Diggs, not the same veteran defense, not all, I think that's going to boost him up a little bit as opposed to the last few years. And that's going to put him very much in the conversation. Now, they got to win, obviously, and their schedule is absolutely brutal, as we talked about a lot. But if Allen wins 11, 12 games with what he has this year, in what I feel is like a kind of a retool / transition year for Buffalo, he's absolutely going to be in the discussion at the end. All right, Coach of the Year update for you. Jim Harbaugh and Matt Eberflus at plus 950. They love Eberflus. Mike McDonald of the Seahawks at 10. D'Amico Ryans, Raheem Morris, Steichen, O'Connell, LaFleur, Tomlin, Salah. A few guys on there.
Coach of the Year? That guy shouldn't even be
Salah.
Seriously, get
Salah
that off the board.
Is one of the 5 worst coaches in the NFL.
Oh, hands down. Dennis Allen.
Me and Kurtz went through the list last night. We went through the entire list. We went through every coach on the radio show, excluding first-year coaches, because that's not fair to them yet. They've coached
Salah,
one game.
for sure. Dennis Allen. Yes.
I think Dennis Allen and Salah are guys at the bottom. I think we kind of gave Pierce a pass because he hadn't coached a full year yet, but with his decisions on Sunday, he's speeding towards this pile of bullet with the way he coached that game against the Chargers. But, I mean, I don't think he's a very good game day coach. I don't think he's a very good coach, period. He says a lot of silly things. He makes problems for himself that he doesn't have to have. I'm surprised. He's only on that list because everybody's pumped up the Jets. That's why Salah's there for that one. The coach is tricky, Cam. I don't think you could really. It's very hard.
I know it's hard at 10, but here's the deal with the Seahawks. If they have like a good year and find a way to make the playoffs, and I got to tell you, Carver, winnable game this week. They can go up start at 2-0. I know the division's tough with San Francisco, but I think they can compete with the Rams. I think the Rams with injuries are thin, and Arizona's offense is good, but their defense is weak, and Seattle historically owns the Cardinals. So I'm telling you, I don't mind that McDonald play at all. Steichen's a very good coach as well. I think Shane Steichen and Harbaugh makes sense.
I'm a big believer in. I like giving the coach of the year to a guy who takes a team that everybody thought was going to be bad and gets them to the playoffs. That is my coach of the year for every sport. That's usually my blueprint. Like, that's who I like going with. So I still think it's probably too early for us to kind of go through that number. And finally, the defensive player of the year. Now, first, Watt opened at 650. Week 1, he was 550. He's now 4. I think that Watt is hands down the best defensive player in the NFL by a mile. He absolutely wrecks games, Cam. I know people love talking about Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett and all these other guys.
Not even close.
This guy single-handedly wins games for the Steelers. And he's going to win this award.
I talked about it. He's an absolute animal, and I still think that price is good. He is the best. I don't even think it's debatable, and I would bet it at that lower number. I wish I got on this at the start of the year, but you know me, Carver. I have a lot of different hands and pies, including golf bets, Solheim Cup, and other things. I should have spread my bets around and had a diversified portfolio.
If he stays healthy, and he does get hurt a lot, and that's his problem and why he hasn't won a couple of times. If he stays healthy, he'll be minus money by week 10. He'll be minus money, Cam, by week 10. If he stays healthy and he actually plays every week, you're still getting a good number right now at 4 for him, because he is that good. All right, there you go, Cam. Couple of awards. We get you updated here to go. We got a lot of baseball left to do. I want to get some college. I want to know some of Cam's picks for some of these college games that are coming up this weekend, as well as Cam's with you every Saturday with the mayor of Miami, Joe Ranieri. You're doing in-game live during the early college football
last week. We rode Oklahoma State. Joe's alma mater when they were down, and they came back with Kansas State.
Had a lot of great games early last week, coast to coast.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's a new era in CFB to start off this year, put on full display.
My take on this game is simple. I know some people will be upset about it. Good riddance to the Pac-12.
Can you do it in terms of the week to week to week?
I don't see a pathway for this team to miss the college football playoffs.
We want to make sure you have those best bets in the entirety of our betting cards. That was clicking! But he had that program was already going there!
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go.
Welcome to the LIV Golf Team Championship.
The golf has been mesmerizing.
They are the LIV Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
And we are back for El Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart, in for Scotty on SportsGrid at SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. All right, Cam, we got a lot of games tonight in MLB. We have a few games going on now. We just told you, of course, what's happening in Toronto, where the Jays are actually now got a bunch of guys on base. Bottom 7, 2 outs, first and second, with Springer up against Garrett. And we'll see if they can add on to that before the Jays try to get 6 more outs for what looks like will be a combined no-hitter. As you said, they had some action in the bullpen up there to see if they can finish that one off. A few things from last night, Cam, before we get to tonight's games. We'll start in the Bronx. Royals beat the Yankees 5-0. This is one, Cam, yesterday we talked about it. Yankees beat them on Monday night. We thought that Royals have been playing some really good ball. They're not going to go into Bronx and just get smashed the entire week. And sure enough, as Scotty said, they flipped the pancake and were able to take the second game of this 3-game set. Tommy Pham, who really amazing that they got. Remember, he got traded to the Cardinals, asked the Cardinals to let him go so he can catch on with a contender. Only had to go down the block to Kansas City, and he has made some impact for them. Valley Sports Kansas City last night, deep fly.
Tommy Pham deep into left field and gone for his second home run as a Royal.
Wow. There you go, Cam.
I love the Royals.
There you go.
I know you're a Yankee fan, Carver, but let's talk about their starting pitching. Lugo went bananas. 10 Ks last night. Like, who are?
Yes.
I can't believe how good Kansas City starters have been. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody.
Nobody saw this coming at all. They are in the second wild card spot right now. They have really a 5.5 game cushion in the playoffs. That's the distance between them and the first team that is out. They're 80-66. They've had a great year. As far as the Yankees side of things, Cam, they lose and Baltimore wins. So they've kind of been going back and forth with this, it feels like. One day the Yankees win, Baltimore loses. The next day Baltimore wins, the Yankees lose. And it's really been staying between a half and a game and a half for a while. Baltimore gets a win, and that puts them, like I said, back to a half game out, 1 game in the loss to the Yankees. Not going to lie, you just mentioned you're a Yankee fan. I have a sizable ticket, Cam, from the Orioles to win the AL East.
So do I.
I'm not going to lie to you. I got like a huge parlay thing that a bunch of stuff that hit a few months ago, and it's all that's left on it is Orioles, Phillies, and Brewers to win the division. Phillies and Brewers are going to win the division, so it's down to the Orioles. And I was looking at schedules today. Orioles actually, you could say, have the easier schedule, but the final week they play 3 games in the Bronx against the Yankees. Those will probably be the ones, Cam, that determine what goes on for that division. We'll be sweating that out that week, me and you. Tigers beat the Rockies 11-0. Tigers only 3 games back of the last. They are very hot. Only 3 out of the last wild card in the AL, but they're running out of time here with 2.5 weeks left in the regular season. Phillies beat the Rays 9-4 as Turner had a big 3-run homer in the game. Benches cleared. They hit Castellanos. Harper went after the pitcher. Things got a little zany in Philly last night. The Braves beat the Nats 12-0. Michael Harris getting involved. A couple of homers for him on Bally Sports South.
Oh, my. Michael hits this into outer space. That thing is gone. That was a high, towering solo shot. 2 tonight for Harris. And it's 12-0.
Nice effort by the Nats last.
Carver, I got an update in this game. Francis is still in at 104 pitches, and he's only got like 2 or 3 pitches this inning. So we got 2 outs, top of the 8th. So if he can get another quick out here, who the hell knows what's going on here?
He got a couple of outs already too, and he's only thrown a few pitches.
Damn right.
Oh wow.
He's at 104.
So he's at one. He got 2 outs on 2 pitches?
Yes.
He did. He was at 102 to start the inning.
Yes.
2 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah, bing, bing. How about one more? Make it 105.
Well, now
3 left. We're getting interesting here.
If he gets him getting the 2 and 2 outs, 2 outs and 2 pitches, Cam, means he has to let him try finish it now.
I agree.
He's at 104.
He's a young kid.
He's too close now. You can't let him come out here, throw a 7 or an 8 pitch 8th inning, and not let him try to at least finish it.
Big John Stud's going to keep him in. Trust me. The Jays have nothing but this.
I know they are all nervous about these young kids with their arms and all this stuff. He's 4 outs away from a no-hitter, and he's only got 106. You got to let him finish the job.
Yeah.
You better go ahead and do that.
Squeezed on the call,
Hour
too.
3 next.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's a new era in CFB to start off this year, put on full display.
My take on this game is simple. I know some people will be upset about it. Good riddance to the Pac-12.
Can you do it in terms of a week to week to week?
I don't see a pathway for this team to miss the college football playoffs.
We want to make sure you have those best bets in the entirety of our betting cards. That was thinking! But he had that program was already going there!
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go.
Welcome to the LIV Golf Team Championship.
The golf has been mesmerizing.
They are the LIV Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.